Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're unlocking something absolutely fascinating, the actual psychology behind externalizing our internal monologue. Look, if you're a focused learner trying to decode the mysteries of the mind and figure out why on earth we do the things we do, you're in the exact right place. Let's get right into it.
Okay, be honest with me for a second. Have you ever caught yourself, or yikes, maybe walked in on someone else, having a full-blown, out-loud conversation in a totally empty room? Like, maybe you're passionately debating your grocery list with the kitchen wall. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, right? You might even catch yourself wondering, wait, am I losing my grip on reality? But listen, I want to relieve that tension right now. This is a secretly common habit, and the psychological truth behind it, it's deeply validating.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the science of self-talk.
So, society generally tells us that talking to yourself means you're, well, a little unstable. But the psychological reality, it tells a completely different story. This behavior isn't a sign that you're losing it. Actually, scratch that. It's the exact opposite. It is a highly advanced cognitive tool. This is a massive paradigm shift. You aren't losing your mind, you're instinctively using a built-in mental tool to organize chaotic thoughts and regulate those overwhelming emotions.
Which brings us to Section 2, clearing your cognitive clutter.
So, what exactly is cognitive clutter? Well, it's when your brain is desperately trying to process that super awkward conversation you had yesterday, plus the 50 emails you absolutely have to send today. Oh, and whatever might possibly go wrong tomorrow. And it's doing all of this at the exact same time. It's incredibly fast, it's super noisy, and when all that is just trapped inside your skull, man, it is completely overwhelming. But here's the magic. When you start speaking those thoughts out loud, you literally force your brain to slow down. Why? Because speech requires structure. You can't physically speak 10 thoughts at once. It forces you to take that giant tangled web of abstract thoughts and line them up, one by one. It's like untangling a huge knot. This naturally leads to almost instant mental clarity. By externalizing your internal monologue, you're literally just giving your poor brain a much-needed break from the chaos. Now, what's really interesting about this next part is our second pillar, Section 3, soothing the nervous system. Psychology reveals that talking to yourself is an insanely powerful way to calm down. When you're hit with overwhelming emotions, maybe it's anxiety, deep frustration, or even just really intense excitement, keeping all that locked inside can actually act like a pressure cooker and amplify it. But by using specific techniques, like speaking out loud, using your own name, or even talking to yourself in the third person, you create what psychologists call psychological distance. You're literally stepping back from your own immediate feelings, which gives your brain the breathing room it needs to process things without totally short-circuiting. By creating that little bit of distance through your own spoken words, you essentially step into the role of a supportive friend or a comforting figure for yourself. It's a really profound self-soothing mechanism. By wrapping your mind in a layer of empathy, this kind of active self-comfort quickly brings your stress levels down from an overwhelming red alert spike all the way back to a totally manageable baseline.
Moving right along to Section 4, boosting problem-solving skills.
Okay, have you ever been totally stuck on a complex problem, but the absolute second you try to explain it to someone else, the solution just magically clicks? It's a real game changer. Well, here is why that happens even when you're completely alone in a room. You take on a dual role. You're the active speaker, verbally explaining the problem, right? But simultaneously, you become the listener, which activates the auditory processing centers in your brain. This brilliantly fires up entirely different neural networks, letting you view your own problem from an objective, outside perspective. You aren't just passively thinking anymore. You are actively collaborating with your own mind to find the answer. So the crucial point here brings us to Section 5, an advanced mental adaptation. Seriously, remember this. You possess an advanced mental adaptation for maintaining clarity, focus, and emotional peace in a very, very loud world. The next time you catch yourself having a deep philosophical conversation with the only person in the room, yourself, please do not feel self-conscious. We are completely reframing this today. Psychology doesn't call you broken or crazy. It simply says you're a highly functional human being, utilizing a brilliant built-in mechanism to navigate the incredible chaos of life. Which leaves us with this final provocative thought. What will your inner voice help you solve today? I really encourage you to just lean into it. If you love understanding why people think and behave the way they do, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Because on this channel, we don't just scroll through people's lives, we decode their minds.
Thanks for learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.